Welcome back to iHeart Crypto, where I take you through my crypto journey. So, yesterday we had the FOMC meeting, and it was pretty interesting. And we're just going to take a look at Bitcoin real quick. I got Bitcoin using the Heikin-Ashi candles, and as you can see, like, we are in a clear downtrend. And one thing that you can look for in Heikin-Ashi candles are these wicks to the upside. And what this signifies is that the bulls were in control this whole time. As you can see, we have wicks below, which means that the bears are in control. But what you can do is you can look for candles like this one for possible trend reversals. As you can see, the wicks are on the top and the bottom. And there was another one right here. So looking for those candles can help you identify a change in trend, and that could be moving us to the upside. As you know, this could be a possible head and shoulders right here, where we have one shoulder, the head, and another shoulder that had us come down. But what we can be looking for is another bounce right up to this golden pocket up here to about 55,000, or if we don't get up that high, 51,000. An even shorter term bounce where if we just come back and recreate this other shoulder, maybe it comes up over there. Maybe not, but we come up to about 47,000, and the key level we got to break is that 40,000 region. So just something to keep in mind, that eventually there will be a bounce coming, and we do kind of definitely expect a bounce from that $30,000 region. I think that's where the bounce is going to come before we head back down. So we get a little bounce right around here. We come up, we kind of consolidate here, and possibly head back up to the golden pocket before we come back down and test these, and come back to test the lows. So, what happened with me? Yesterday I talked about this rising wedge, and what we ended up doing was having a fake out to the upside, where I ended up taking a long right here, thinking that we were breaking out and going against the probability. Of course, we had a fake out and we headed back down. And we headed back down approximately 35,200. Now, currently, Bitcoin is in a rising channel, and another one that has probability of breaking to the downside, so we can't expect Bitcoin to break that back down to the downside. Bitcoin is most likely coming back down to $30,000, and because I don't see a trend reversal in play at all, and this is on the weekly too, so we do have plenty of time before this comes back down, and we are in this descending channel right here. It looks like a falling wedge as well. It could be a falling wedge, which does have probability of breaking to the upside. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. We'll see what happens with that. Taking a look at the overall crypto market, we got Bitcoin down about 3.5% today. Ethereum down 3.5%, following Bitcoin. Cardano down 2%. Solana down 6%. Polkadot down 5%. Avalanche down 5%. Any key dumpers here? Cosmos down 9%. It was looking like quite bullish, but it's turned quite bearish. Phantom down almost 8%, and the list goes on and on and on. And just over the past, 30 days to 60 days, most of these coins are down minimum of 30%. Solana's down 50%. So that's taken the biggest hit, along with Shiba Inu, Crypto.com, and yeah, Algorand as well. So, a lot of these are down 30, 30, 50, maybe even 40% from about 60 days ago. So we are definitely in a bear market. That's for damn sure. Crypto Fear and Greed Index coming in at about 20. Still in this cluster of lows. I mean, we did hit a 13 just the other day on January 24th, and if we do look on the 24th, where were we sitting? We were sitting pretty, not so pretty, January 24th. 21st, 24th, right around here, where we ended up wicking down to 33,000, and that would have been a great buying day as there was a lot of fear in the market. But we did get that bounce, except the fear ended up being consistently high. Let's take a look at our heat map. About everything is in red, with the exception of Theta and Filecoin. Those I have no idea what's going on there, but I'm sure that there's some kind of development or news. But of course, we did not protect our capital, and we are further in the red. I'm having a big problem with this, is jumping into trades and having my conviction to the downside not be met by these little fake outs to the upside. One thing I've learned from back around here is I did this all throughout here, where every time we kind of had these little bounces up, everyone got all bullish. So we got a bounce up around here, we had a big bounce around here, and unless you were catching the bottom, you really had no hope of making any money, because if you bought up here, you made 5%, but then ended up coming down and panic selling because it dropped 20%. The same thing happened here, where you kind of got all bullish thinking it was coming up because it went up 30%, but after that, if you bought over here, waited for things to kind of come back up, maybe right about there, you were thinking that we were going to break some kind of trend line, you ended up losing another 20%. And then we kind of had this tight little range here where we had these little moves up. And what happens with those little moves up is you kind of get bullish and you think that we're going to be heading back to the upside. I mean, after all of these big drops, here was a big drop, and then another one right here, that you think you're getting these bounces right here, and these are small bounces, and unless you buy the absolute bottom, it's very unlikely that you're going to make money, and it's very hard to catch the absolute bottom. So just something to note. But we do have a couple stories here out of the Motley Fool. We have 3 coins that they're looking at that are far more exciting than the big 2. So one of them was Avalanche, which has long-term appeal. Is Avalanche. Avalanche is a smart contract-based blockchain network that is superior to the big 2 based on its speed, scalability, and capability. The network is capable of processing more than 4,500 transactions and finalize transactions under 2 seconds. What's particularly intriguing about Avalanche is the incorporation of the Ethereum Virtual Machine EVM on its blockchain. The EVM is the software that allows developers to create decentralized applications, or dApps, on the Ethereum blockchain. Very interesting. Quantum, which I've never heard of before. For investors who absolutely love the blue chip cryptocurrencies, Quantum is pronounced Quantum and is far more exciting. The secret to Quantum's success is that developers took the best aspects of Bitcoin and Ethereum and combined them into a single network. From Bitcoin, Quantum's developers are employing the highly secure UTXO transaction model. Meanwhile, from Ethereum, the network is utilizing smart contract capability. Whether people are sending money or handling more complex transactions, it can be all done on Quantum's network. Something else to be worth noting is that the EVM compatible with Quantum's blockchain network. Another differentiating factor with Quantum is the account abstraction layer. The ALL is the technical component that ensures developers can continuously upgrade smart contracts capabilities on the network, yet still remain compatible with the UTXO transaction model. Finally, they said Algorand is another exciting one. And a December update from Algorand's development team showed that it has offered an average block finality of 4.36 seconds and was capable of processing 1,162 transactions per second. Keeping that in mind, the typical cross-border payment with existing infrastructure takes a week to validate and settle. Algorand's network finalizing payments in 4.36 seconds is a night and day advantage for the future of finance. What I find particularly intriguing about Algorand is the emphasis it is placed on interoperability. Algorand has true focus on bridging these compatibility gaps to ensure money, files, and data can be exchanged quickly and in a secure manner. A final advantage for Algorand is the network's unique consensus mechanism known as the Pure Proof of Stake, or PPOS, with Algorand's PPOS, which randomly and secretly chooses algo holders to vote on proposals and propose blocks, virtually eliminate this potential for sabotage. So let's just take a look at the Avalanche chart real quick, which is up here in my top cryptos to be watching. And as you can see from the top, we are down approximately 50%. How low can this go? You're looking in the regions of $40 all the way down to about $13. So it would be smart to be dollar cost averaging all in this area right here. If you look left, I would say anywhere between $40 and let's see, probably about $13. So that would be your range to start dollar cost averaging in. And then if we look at Algorand, which I'm thinking about putting up there, which I think I'll just move this up here because Algorand did sound quite interesting, and add that to the list. Algorand, which is down, how far from its high? This is a crazy wick. I don't know if we should count that wick. That looked like a pump and dump or something. I don't know. Let's see when that was. That was in November, probably on that news, preemptive news of that new development on their blockchain. So it is down 63%, and I could expect it being down at least 70% to 80 to 90%, 85% even. So if you did like Algorand, I would suggest dollar cost averaging anywhere from, let's see, 75 cents to about 35 cents. Those would be great regions to start dollar cost averaging in. Let's just make that box again. So right about here to right about here. Great place to start dollar cost averaging into Algorand, and as you can see, we are fairly close to that for Algorand. So maybe an even better box could be, maybe we'll just make this a little bit lower to right about here, because I do think that it has a lot more downside to go. And that would be Avalanche and Algorand. Quantum, let's see. What was the ticker symbol for that? QTUM. QTUM. Quantum. And where can Quantum be found? Quantum actually, if you look, so the first Algorand and AVAX can be found on Coinbase, but Quantum, if you were interested in doing it, and here's a little trick: if you go to CoinMarketCap and you don't know where to buy a coin, you can go to Market right over here, and you can find it on Binance. But really, in the U.S. here, Kraken would be the one where I would buy it. Kraken is an app that you can download on your phone. It is a crypto exchange, a reputable one, and yeah. So, what else was there? Weekly position on Bitcoin, price drops to 35K. Macro is not in our side. BTC price dropped 15.7%. I know people are panicking because I did too. But the smart thing to do is look for the metrics like MVR and more. So this was just something I put up. It looks like Russia wants to ban Bitcoin mining, and one of the reasons for that is that in Russia it is very expensive for electricity. So the price of electricity in Russia is about 6 cents per kilowatt an hour for a household. Use is about 8 cents for business. To compare, in France, with 1 kilowatt of electricity costs about 20 for a household and 14 for business, which is 4 times more expensive than Russia. So just something to think about. Last Thursday, Russian central bank published a report proposing a blanket ban on the domestic crypto trading and mining. It was said by Russia's central bank that we cannot welcome investments into cryptocurrencies. He highlighted that that a ban on crypto could cause the country to fall behind the worldwide tech industry. We need to give these technologies the opportunity to develop. So He pointed out that crypto is not backed by anything and volatility is colossal. Now, I don't know if that's true, is that crypto is not backed by anything. Bitcoin is backed by dollars. You do put money into Bitcoin, and therefore you get Bitcoin, which is backed by dollars. So, in a recent post on his messaging platform, Telegram CEO wrote that the proposed ban on crypto would destroy the number of sectors of the high-tech economy. So even Russia realizes that innovation is going on in cryptocurrency, and they do not want to get left behind. Coinbase, close to listing Solana ecosystem tokens, says sources. The exchange stated that mission of listing every allowable crypto is taking a major step forward, with plans to list Solana to the ERC20. Coinbase is ready to trade its trading rails for Solana ecosystem tokens. The US-based crypto exchange plans to allow withdrawals of SLP, or the Solana Program Library tokens, Solana's answer to the Ethereum's ERC20. It was not immediately clear what the regions on the trading would first come online, or which SLP tokens Coinbase plans to start with. So, exciting things for the Solana ecosystem could be coming to Coinbase. And Bitcoin briefly spikes on Fed announcement before traders realize nothing changed. So, like I said, just yesterday, during the meeting, where'd my lines go? Oh, that's Algorand. They all look the same. During the meeting, we did have this huge dump as Jerome Powell was talking. And initially, everything was going really great until the press conference, until the questions started coming in, and then we saw this huge dump. And let's go back here. And the Federal Reserve says it still plans to raise interest rates starting in March, when it also will wind down its pandemic stimulus program. The Federal Reserve announced today that interest rates will remain at zero, with the first rate, Alexa turn off, planned for March. The press release coincided with the spike of the price of Bitcoin from under 37,800 to 39,200 in the span of 20 minutes. Alexa turn off. But as quickly as the price of BTC rose, it fell back to its...
Here's your reminder. Clock into work.
She doesn't listen. Alexa, turn off. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. But as quickly as the price of BTC rose, it fell back to its previous price. Today's meeting on the Federal Open Market Committee mostly repeated what's been suggested by analysts for the last couple of months in order to bring inflation, which hit 7% in December, back down to a target rate of 2%, while maintaining high levels of employment. The Fed will raise its interest rates by as much as 0.25 per quarter. The federal funds rate is the rate in which banks can borrow money from each other's reserves overnight. Raising interest rates has a knock-off effect throughout the economy, contributing to increasing credit card interest rates and mortgage costs for consumers, who will probably have a bit of less to invest in stocks or in crypto in 2022. The committee has also declared that it would end its asset purchases, which had an effect on increasing the monetary supply in the U.S. in March. But given the ups and down week on Wall Street, it is unclear whether they will stay there. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now. Taking one more look at Bitcoin, like I said, we are in this rising channel with the chance to break down, and based on this measured move, which we will take right here, I'll give you a price target in the short term. Right there, we break down, we have a price target of about 35,200 in the close to mid-term. Anyway, this could be happening as soon as the end of the month, the 27th. So this could be where we head down to by tomorrow, another leg up and then another dump down. Maybe a slow bleed down to 33 and even 30K. Anyway, that is today's video. Everyone have a great day and protect your capital.